This is an All Ears English Podcast, episode 82, How to Avoid Missing Out on English Opportunities. Welcome to the All Ears English Podcast, where you'll finally get real native English conversation with your hosts, Lindsay McMahon, the English adventurer, and Gabby Wallace, the language angel from Boston, USA.
In today's episode, you'll learn how to think about risk in a new way for English learning, international experiences, and a better life. Hi, Gabby.
Hey Lindsay.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm feeling great, and so we just want to start off today's episode by saying a huge special thanks to Simon, who's one of our listeners and friends.
Simon,
Thanks, Simon.
thank you.
Also, thank you to some of our iTunes reviews from Japan. Kai5963, Chaco Star, Hasano 724, Akiyama, Yoshi H, Kipple JP, Natalia Fernando Forster, and a special thanks to our loyal listener Yuko, and also thank you to Keiko in Japan for a lovely voice messages that you left us this week.
We love hearing from you guys. We love you so much, so please keep commenting and connecting with us.
All right, so what are we getting into today, Gabby?
Today we're talking about the cost of avoiding risk. So a risk, right, is something that you don't want to take because it might be dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's risky to run because I might hurt my knees.
Yeah.
So therefore I shouldn't exercise, right?
Exactly. Well, no, actually no. You're wrong.
I tricked you. But we're actually going to share some of our experiences with you guys today about when we confronted risk, and we're really glad that we took a risk because it changed our lives for the better.
Right, and we really hope this will inspire you guys to go ahead and identify what those risks are in terms of your English that you're not taking and what the cost is of avoiding those risks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our inspiration for this topic comes from an article by Seth Godin, and we'll link to that article in the blog post for this episode.
Yep, so this article came out on January 9th, 2014 from Seth. And so the question is, how much does it actually cost you to avoid the feeling of risk? That's the question that he asked you.
Right. I mean, it's a really interesting question because you might think that you'll be better off by avoiding anything dangerous, anything risky. Like for me personally, several years ago, I had the opportunity to move to Japan. But, my life in the U.S. was pretty good. I actually owned my own condo, right?
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I had that investment, and I had a good job. I was teaching Spanish at a middle and high school. And life was pretty good. I had my friends, life was fine. So why would I take the risk of leaving all of that and going to Japan?
Why did you?
You know what? I wanted adventure, and I wanted to grow as a teacher and as a person and just see what's out there. Sometimes you don't know exactly what you're going to find, but you just want to see what's out there. So I sold my condo, I quit my job, and I said to my friends, I'll see you soon.
Wow, that was brave.
And it was the right decision. I mean, you worry about the risk, but really I learned so much, language, culture. I learned a lot from my job and my colleagues, and I'm a different, better person for it.
And what would have been the cost of avoiding that risk, of staying home?
Well, my life would have been fine. I wouldn't have had, any problem per se, but I wouldn't be the same person I am now. I wouldn't have gained the skills that I can share with our listeners. I mean, not to say, I'm so great and, but really I feel like I have more to share now from my experience.
Absolutely. So you got to listen to that sort of deeper voice inside of you.
Yeah. What about you? I know, Lindsay, you have some experience with travel and
I love
taking
traveling.
risks.
Yeah, so I also had kind of that deeper voice inside of me. I was living in New York. I'd found an amazing rent-controlled apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and that was something that you don't leave when you have that kind of affordable apartment. But I also had that deeper voice saying I needed to see Latin America. Mm-hmm. So I just decided to, not sign my lease for the next year and just go. I took off and I traveled in Latin America for a year. And I also wanted to learn Spanish. That was really important to me. And so I listened to that voice and I did it. But if I hadn't done it, I would have just kept living in that apartment in Manhattan. I still would probably be in that apartment now.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be able to speak Spanish.
Right.
I wouldn't have made amazing friendships and relationships in Latin America. And now that I'm back in the U.S., I can connect with people from those countries on a level that I never, would be able to.
Life-changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so sometimes taking risk is for the better. And we just want to encourage you guys with your language learning, with your travels, and in your professional life to take some calculated risks.
Right, and think about the cost of avoiding that risk.
Right.
Excellent. Thanks, Gabby.
Thanks, Lindsay.
If you want to put your ears into English more often, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes on your computer or on your smartphone. Thanks so much for listening, and see you next time.